Hello there guys, my name's Adam Martin and welcome back to another video here on AMTV Who, and I thought this time I'd show you some of my Doctor Who figures collection, or basically, yeah, what I have figures-wise. Now, I'm not really the biggest figures guy, you know, compared to some other fans out there. I've never, like, even when I was a kid, I had figures, you know, in the Revival era, sort of the Chris Eccleston, David Tennant era. I had a lot of the stuff then, but, you know, when I became a teenager, I just sort of, I guess, grew out of toys as such, you know, for a while. I didn't necessarily hang on to them. A lot of them went to charity or sold at car boot sales, things like that. So I've only recently been getting back into the figure game, if you like, and that's largely with the B&M sets, as you can probably see already. But yeah, I just thought I'd take you through what I've got and just yeah, let's have a look. So we'll start on top of this. You might know that shelf as my DVD Blu-ray shelf. We've already done a collection video covering that, so definitely check that out. But we've mainly got Daleks and TARDISes here, so we'll start with the Daleks. So these are obviously from the B&M sets, the History of the Daleks range. So these two are the first ones, first seen in the, well, the very first story, the Daleks. And then the second set here, you can see we have the two Daleks from the Dalek Invasion of Earth, one regular and the Dalek Supreme as well, or the Black Dalek as he's often referred to. Then the next two, these are from the chase. So, you know, that first one there has the gun slats around the midriff there, first time that was shown, and then this one was sort of a modified movie prop. They've always been pretty cheeky character options in getting away with movie licenses, as you can see here. Now, at first glance, these two look pretty much exactly like the two movie Daleks that we see in the very first Doctor Who movie, Doctor Who and the Daleks. However, they labelled it as the Jungles of Mechanus set because they do feature very briefly in like a shot that lasts a few seconds towards the end of the chase. So, but these are gorgeous figures. I remember they were limited edition, and I think these were the ones, if I'm remembering it right, was what got me collecting these Daleks again. You know, I just thought they looked gorgeous. They really honour the movie, the style in their design and everything, so that they were an absolute must for me. The next two come from the Daleks Master Plan. That first one there has the flamethrower that we see in episode 2, I think it is, and then you've got again another Supreme Dalek there as well. The next two Daleks come from Power of the Daleks. You have one regular drone, and then you also have one which is carrying like the mutant creature when they're making new Daleks, so that's interesting there. Now this one, these two, these are from the Evil of the Daleks. So that Black Dome one there is one of the Emperor's Guards that you see in the final episode, and then this one is seemingly a regular grunt, but you might notice its eye stalk has the sort of disc instead of the solid white eye. Apparently this was the first time a disc was used. Now the original episode 7 is no longer, you know, around. In the animation they did include the animated eye stalk, like this I mean, with the disc, so I thought that was a nice little niche feature that they included there. Moving on to the 70s, you have Day of the Daleks, so you've got a regular drone once again there, and you also have the lovely gold Dalek with, and people seemed happy, I think it was around the neck that was gold as it is in the story rather than black. Then you've got Planet of the Daleks. This has technically had two releases. The original Planet of the Daleks release just had these two grunt Daleks, which do look great, and the lids open as well, their domes open, to sort of reveal the creature inside, as it were. Then it got another release. This one's quite recent, so you've got the Invisible Dalek, as it were. I love that sort of clear aesthetic it's going for there, you know, the invisible Dalek that gets revealed at the end of episode 1, and then you have the lovely Dalek Supreme, which appears, you know, with its bigger base and the bigger lights and that gold and black patterning. It just looks so cool. Really happy to have that. Then we have Death to the Daleks with the Silver Bunch. So yeah, these are two of them. Obviously one of them has orange dome lights. I think they've been always denoted as like the leader, haven't they? I think. I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure they were denoted as the leader. Though let me know if the comments if I'm incorrect about that. Then moving to the back row here, just to have a look. We've got this is a Davros figure from the set with the 12th Doctor, the Witch's Familiar set, so it's the more modern Davros. But then right next to him, we have another version of himself. This is the Creation of the Daleks set here. So you have Davros as he appeared in Genesis of the Daleks, and a Dalek with removable appendages, as it were, which was quite a quirky feature. Then next to it, you have two grunts from Genesis of the Daleks itself, and then next to it, you have two Daleks from Destiny of the Daleks, using that lighter grey colour scheme. I think some people were disappointed that they didn't have... There's, you know, the famous scene where they go up with bombs strapped to themselves, or that those red and yellow cylinders. I think some people were a bit gutted there wasn't a revision of that, but I think, you know, with the different paint job, they still look quite nice. Now, these three Daleks were released by Character Options. These were Big Finish related ones. I think one of them's from the Gallifrey series, one of them's from the War Doctor series, one of them's a Time War series. I forget which each of them are. It's been a while since I've looked them up, but I thought they were nice, sort of what would you say, nice alterations of new series Daleks. And then at the back there, I have 4 Coal Hill Daleks from the Coal Hill set, as it were. I just got really lucky with that because when I saw them, they were heavily discounted at B&M. I think they were only selling them for about £10, and my local B&M just happened to have a lot of them, so I decided, you know, hey, let's army build, because I look, the Imperial Daleks are probably some of, if not my favourite Dalek design ever. I just think the white and gold looks incredible. I'm assuming when we do a history of the Daleks, more, you know, Imperials will get a re-release there, so, you know, you can army build even more if you like, but that's where they are. Let's just go back to the first half of the shelf then. That's all the main Daleks. We'll go through the TARDISes now. Okie dokie, so starting back on the left, we have the first Doctor here, as he appears in An Unearthly Child, so he's got his scarf there. I love what they did with this TARDIS. You know, they sort of muted the blue colours to I guess, really sort of allude to that black and white aesthetic. I just think it always looks really cool. The most recent TARDIS I have here is this one, where it's more David Bradley's interpretation of the first Doctor, as he appeared in An Adventure in Space and Time. So this TARDIS is a lot more blue, as it is in that special. You've got a yellowed sign there. This one's also electronic as well, so if you put your batteries in, it will also make some sounds. Moving on to Patrick Troughton, I've got 2 of him as well. I've got him as he appeared in the Abominable Snowmen, so the door panel is on the incorrect side, as it was for a time during seasons 4 and 5. He's there in his big fur coat, which sort of became an iconic thing of the second Doctor. This one also has electronic components to it. This was a Character Options website exclusive. I remember the website crashed for ages when people were trying to get this, so very lucky to have one. The other second Doctor I have is this one from the War Games, and I always like this one. Again, it's sort of that more muted colour scheme, almost like a black and white TARDIS, really, but I think it genuinely looks really nice. You've got the black door sign there with the white lettering, Patrick Troughton himself, so that's really cool there. I've got one John Pertwee. This is from the Monster of Peladon, so a lighter bluer TARDIS. This is the colour era after all, and John Pertwee is the third Doctor in his lovely green velvet outfit. I am aware there's another set, I think it was from the 3 Doctors, where there's another TARDIS and a red-coated third Doctor there, so maybe I'll get to that one at some point, who knows. Tom Baker, I have the Sharda TARDIS with the interesting like blue police light at the top there. Obviously, Tom Baker himself as the 4th Doctor with his lovely scarf. This set seems to be a bit more expensive these days when in terms of like buying it secondhand. I do notice online this seems to go for a bit more, so this might be a bit trickier to get if you didn't already. But again, if you've got it, you're in for a winner. Moving on to the 5th Doctor, we have Peter Davison here. This was the Visitation TARDIS, apparently. So, again, it's a bit more muted. It's not as blue as its predecessors, but it does have the, where it says Police Public Call Box, the back of it is blue, which is like a very standout thing of the 1980s, if you ask me. So, nice to have that there. And Peter Davison with his hat on, as he does, indeed, wearing the Visitation. Then I have Jodie Whittaker, the 13th Doctor. She's there with her red top there, and, of course, her lovely TARDIS. And I mean, a lot of people sung the praises of the exterior TARDIS design, and it's a very beautiful design, very cool, very nice blue tones on it as well, so very happy to have that. Now, you might be wondering, why is this one outlined? This is another 5th Doctor. As you can see, he's a bit more scuffed up, because this is meant to be him and his TARDIS from the Caves of Androzani. And I would have put him there, but it's difficult. I ran out of room, and I had to put one on its own, and for some reason I chose the Androzani TARDIS. It's no shade on Peter Davison, so any Peter Davison fans, please don't come after me. It's nothing to do with that. It was just a spacing thing. Then on the top of this roll-up cupboard I have here, where I have more Big Finish stuff, I do have the odd figure, different kinds as well. Just starting with the character ones at the back, you can see there's the K1 robot back there. I've got a Cyberman. I think he's from like 2006-7. I think he just stuck around for whatever reason. Then we've got a 1st Doctor there, a 3rd Doctor as he was in the 5 Doctors. We've got the 7th Doctor. We've got Sylvester McCoy there. And Tom Baker as the 4th Doctor again. I think that's the robot one. Then we've got the 8th Doctor, a more like Time War-y 8th Doctor, if you like, or Dark Eyes era for Big Finish. Got the War Doctor as well. We've got Peter Capaldi as 12 from the Series 9 opener. And then we've got a Cyberman, or a Cyber Leader, sorry, from the 5 Doctors. And this poor Cyberman who's missing part of his head. I've had this guy for a very long time, nearly 20 years now. He used to talk, do all that sort of stuff. Apparently these go for a bit of money as well. I should have kept the box, silly child that I was. But yeah, he used to make sounds. It's a lovely recreation of an 80s Cyberman, though. It's just, I don't know where his head's gone, or part of his head. I've also got the Reconnaissance Dalek that was seen in Resolution as well. The sort of front plate opens up there. And then I've got some pop vinyl figures. So there's a Tom Baker 4th Doctor one there. I've had him for quite a while. I've got Sarah Jane Smith as she appears in The Hand of Fear, you know, with the under the Eldrad possession, if you like. Got Jodie Whittaker. This is the one without a coat. I've got Peter Capaldi as the 12th Doctor. I was really psyched to get this. I got this around 2015, I think. And, you know, he is my favourite Doctor, so big up to have that there. And I've got Jodie from The Woman Who Fell to Earth with her goggles on, which is awesome. They're not really figures, but you can see I've got some sonic screwdrivers there. I've got David Tennant's, Jodie Whittaker's, the laser screwdriver used by John Sim, Matt Smith's Sonic. And I also have a Dapol Dalek. This heralds from the 80s. Would you believe I got this in Amsterdam all the way back in like 2007? I was in like a curiosity shop. I was only 11, and you know what kids are like. I saw the Dalek box and was like, oh my god, it's Doctor Who, I've got to have it. It's seen better days. The dome is really loose, so I didn't touch it too much, but yeah, it's a fun little oddity. Well, the whole Dapol line is actually. Just moving on, got some figures over here. So these are more recent ones. This is a holographic 9th Doctor as he appeared in the Series 1 finale. I like the actual holographic effect, actually. I think that's really cool. We've got Jodie here. She appeared in Doctor Who Flux with a lovely dark blue coat. A lot of fans love that dark blue coat, and I do as well, so it's nice to have it in figure form. And we've got the holographic Weeping Angel as it appeared in Doctor Who Flux also. Again, really love that effect. And I believe there's two variants, one where it's covering its face, I think, and then one where it's launching out there. I've also got some more Dapol in box. I've got a Sylvester McCoy one here as the 7th Doctor. There's a John Pertwee one in red. On my pinboard, I've got Mel there. Why did I pin up a Mel on my pinboard? I don't know. I just thought it looked cool, but that's her from Paradise Towers. And just here, alongside the Complete History series of books, I have the some Eaglemoss figures. Obviously, sadly, Eaglemoss doesn't do this anymore. They sadly went out of business, I think, which is a huge shame. But I do have some of the figures. I already made a full video on these on my main channel some time ago. So if you're interested in these, you can go and check that out. But just to breeze by, we've got a War Machine. We've got a Cyberman from the Moon Base. We've got an Ambassador from the Ambassadors of Death. We've got a Primord from Inferno. Omega from the Three Doctors, and also one of his gel guards from the same story. We've got Mestor from the Twin Dilemma, not as bad as everybody says. We've got a Tep-Trap from Time and the Rani. And then we've got a Navarino from Delta and the Bannerman. Big up the Navarino. Navarino's they're great time. We've got the Chief Clown from The Greatest Show in the Galaxy. We've got one of the Cheetahs from Survival. Then moving into the new series, I've got the Android from Series 1. We've got an Ice Warrior from Cold War. We've got the Teller from Time Heist. We've got one of the... What do they call these? The, it's from Hellbent. I can't remember the name. The Sliders or something like that. That's from Hellbent. Then I've also got a Smiler from Smile. And one of these Cybermasters from the Timeless Children. So coming very up to date there. So that in a nutshell is the Doctor Who figures that I have. As I say, it's not the biggest collection in the world. I'd never claim to have that. But, you know, I've managed to build up a decent lot. And figures aren't still like my number one go-to with Doctor Who. You know, I can certainly understand the appeal. And, you know, absolutely mad respect to people who do collect, like, every variant or every re-release and stuff like that. But I just wanted what, you know, the main things to me, like the Daleks and TARDISes, they're what I really like the most, to be honest. The Eaglemoss stuff, I think I got that because they were doing a sale at the time, a Black Friday sale. And I just thought, you know, okay, some of them would look cool, but I was never going to get every single one. And then, you know, some Dapol figures for oddities and whatnot. So, yeah, it's a real mishmash when it comes to figures. But I hope you've enjoyed looking through this with me, seeing some fun oddities, maybe some stuff you've got, maybe some stuff you haven't got. Let me know in those comments, what's your Doctor Who figure collection like? Is it small? Is it larger? Let me know in the comments. Also, leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it. Really helps us out. And subscribe to AMTV Who as well. We would love to have you on board with us. I've been Adam Martin from AMTV Who. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time.